What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Comics Remixed. I'm Junior. This is David. Welcome, episode 21.2. In our last episode, we started running down the New York Comic Con 2012 top 10 announcements according to Newsarama.com. We ran down 10 through 6. This episode will cover 5 through 1. But before we begin, it's been a long night. And it's going to be a long morning as well. Before we begin, I want to go ahead and ask a lot of you guys out there. We talked about it a couple episodes ago, the whole digital comics versus print comics. There are a lot of independent creators out there who are getting their work out digitally, you know? And a lot of that stuff goes unnoticed. And I'm here to let you guys know, when you have a moment, you guys need to Google Sam Johnson Comics. Alright, this is an up-and-coming writer who's got some books out in the UK. Pretty good stuff. He's got a spoof book called The Almighties. Can you kind of guess what that's spoofing?
The Avengers? Yeah.
There you go. There's a lot of stuff that he's done with Deadpool, but what he does is take the artwork that already exists and put his own dialogue in it. And this guy gets Deadpool. He gets him. I wish Marvel would see his stuff and give him a try. But in the meantime, you guys can check it out. Google Sam Johnson Comics, and he should be the first search that comes up. And you can also find him on Facebook.
Oh, cool plug, man.
So Sam, keep up the good work.
Gonna look you up, brother.
Now, moving on. New York Comic Con top news. Number 5. Marvel Madness over at Image Comics.
There?
Image has got this, what's in
Are they doing a lot of crossovers again?
No, and what I mean by Marvel Madness is there's going to be a lot of new books coming out from a lot of current Marvel heavy hitters taking their own independent books over to Image while all still under contract to Marvel. I've noticed both Marvel and DC have been kind of open about that lately, letting their creators go do their own thing while still being contracted to do whatever books.
No, their contracts, though, are they exclusive contracts or are they just being contracted with them?
Because
the difference is, if you're an exclusive contract, then you're just as good as a full-time employee. Mm-hmm. If you're just on a contract, that just means you're freelancing. You have a freelance contract with us.
Right.
It's like, you're going to work with us, you can't take our properties anywhere else.
Right. And these are all original stories.
Yeah,
original.
It would have to be per their contract. You can't. Like, let's say you and I just had a creative meeting about what we're, like, top 10 ideas we're going to do with Batman. You can't take any of those 10 ideas anywhere else.
Why couldn't you say Cyclops? 10 through 2 would have been kill him.
Fuck, man. Why did you have to talk about Cyclops?
You should be reading
Why did it so...
You should be reading
Bam!
Consequences.
Snap his neck.
You should be reading Consequences.
He's dead.
Anyway, some of those top heavy hitter names from Marvel are Matt Fraction, Kieran Gillen, Andy Diggle, James Asmus, Jonathan Hickman, and Jim McCann. It's a lot of heavy guys, man. And I don't mean heavy like, I'm fat. I mean like, you know.
Fat. Can you imagine that? I could. I just did. It's funny.
Number 4. Peter Parker isn't superior. And for those of you who have not heard, Amazing Spider-Man number 700 in December will be the last Amazing Spider-Man issue before it gets canceled again. I hate that Marvel constantly is relaunching their numbering, especially this is their first 700 book. You know what I mean? This is a milestone. Let's cancel it.
Yeah, they did the same to Thor before he got there.
They've all done it, and it's a pain in the ass. And one of the pains in the ass is one of the Joe Quesada variant. Why does Joe Quesada get rank over everybody? Because he's Marvel, CCO or whatever he is.
Well, that's just it.
His variant cover is a 1 in 700.
Damn.
You've got to order 700 copies of a $5.99 comic.
No, thank you.
To get the one Joe Quesada variant. It's pre-ordered on people are pre-selling it on eBay for about $2,500 already.
Wow.
I don't even know what the damn thing looks like. There's no image up to it yet.
So it's all hype.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's building hype, basically.
It's ridiculous. But going back to what I was saying, him not being superior. The following month in January, Marvel launches Superior Spider-Man, number 1. And Spider-Man's a little bit different. He's still got the same suit, but instead of it being red and blue, it's red and black.
The Ultimate.
Kinda. It's the same design and everything.
Yeah.
They didn't change the design, just the shading on it. And he's got these like spikes that come out of his feet.
Yeah, I heard he was supposed to be more aggressive.
Yeah, he's a lot more aggressive. But then it's like, isn't that what Scarlet Spider is already for?
Yeah, because it's Kane, right?
Exactly.
Right.
I had a whole pizza, this cola.
Alright, stop drinking soda, man. Stop it.
Anyway, so, and what I mean by Peter Parker isn't superior is Dan Slott has already stated that it's not Peter Parker under the mask.
I wish it weren't Peter Parker a long time ago.
But see, with Dan Slott, he loves attention. He loves drawing attention to himself, and he loves mind games. So by him saying it's not Peter Parker under the mask could mean a million things. Maybe Peter changes his name. Maybe it's a play. It's not Peter Parker. You know, what if Peter went and had to go into witness protection and had to change his name or something, you know? You never know what it means. And he's already said, after issue 700 comes out, he's going to have to board himself in his home and hide from everybody because of the super big change or whatever. Nobody knows what's going on. There's been a few people who previewed the book, and they all said that they never saw it coming, and it was just like one of the best books they've ever read. But everybody... Huh?
Who's reviewed it?
Oh, it was on a video that they posted. It was just like, I don't even know the guys. It was just like some guys.
Okay.
But I think Dan Slott paid him off.
I think so too.
Anyway, give a sign of
Where else
history.
can we find the work from Dan Slott?
He's been writing Amazing Spider-Man for like the last 5 years.
Right.
Anybody who reads Spider-Man or even knows Marvel knows you cannot tamper with Spider-Man. They worked in the Ultimate Universe because it was the Ultimate Universe. Anytime a writer over the last 10 years tried to drastically change Spider-Man, it's never worked. It's always backfired. J. Michael Straczynski jumping on with issue 30, and they changed it. Remember, it turns out he was destined to become this, and he had the spider totems.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then they did the whole one more day.
Hence, you got people like Kane.
And then you had the one more day where him and Mary Jane make the deal with Mephisto to undo everything and to undo their marriage and make Peter single again. And every time they tweak Spider-Man. You know, and then of course in the '90s, the second I don't want to say the original Clone Saga, but
you already know I wasn't such a crazy fan of Spider-Man.
But and then there's the Clone Saga, not the original.
Clone Saga was fun.
Not the original, not the like back in the '70s one where they first introduced the clone.
Okay.
I mean the one we grew up on in the '90s.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
See, we're the only two that like it.
They came with some
Nobody likes it.
They come up with some pretty cool designs.
I give it this credit. You have 4 ongoing books, 5 if you count Spider-Man Unlimited. All the number of miniseries that you have in between. You have, so you figure 4 issues a month, in basic. And you have this Clone Saga going on through all 4 titles for almost 2.5 years. That's kudos for that.
Look, I always thought it was fun. Some of the characters were designed really well.
That's when they gave us Scarlet Spider, the original with the blue hoodie.
Yeah.
A lot of people was like, that was the most shittiest design. BS. How many Scarlet Spiders did we see at the convention?
A lot.
Dude, John, he's coming in tomorrow. He made a Scarlet Spider outfit, he said.
Yeah, I never minded. I thought
I like that Scarlet Spider.
It's more realistic. Like I have to make a superhero costume. What I got
red tights and a hoodie,
some long johns, and
that's exactly what it was.
Blue hoodie my grandma gave me.
That's exactly what it was. So yeah, Peter Parker being not superior. Who knows? We're gonna have to wait till December for that one to find out how Amazing Spider-Man 700
Could it be
finishes.
Carnage? Red and black?
God.
Like a type of... It's going to be a type of symbiote.
You think so?
I think so.
A lot of people are tying it into Dr. Octopus because he's on his way out, and they think it's like his final wish to have Peter bonded with the octopus tentacles, and I don't know, there's so many things going around, but right now Doc Ock is like the top guy right now for it.
Well, because I remember in what's the name of the title? Carnage USA?
Mm-hmm.
Where they show how like S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, the government has been experimenting with the symbiote and doing all these like different type of. There's like all these other symbiote characters, kind of like there's Weapon X's.
Yeah,
there's other symbiote people.
Right.
I could see it being a symbiote. Like here's a Spider-Man we can control, or something like that.
Right.
Hence superior. You know, he's more the golden boy type of thing.
Well, we're gonna have to wait and see. Number 3.
Or it's gonna be fucking RoboCop. It's gonna be RoboCop.
That movie looks so shitty. Number 3. Marvel Cosmic plans have been confirmed.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We had enough of this last episode.
I'm sorry, you're still a little insecure about that.
Anyway.
God, gotta get comfortable, man.
I knew. This confirms Marvel's big cosmic plans for the movies and all the other stuff for 2013 on. They're relaunching 2 more series that they just previously canceled last year, I believe, or the year before. Nova's getting a new series, and it's going to be written by your boy, Jeff Loeb, and drawn by Ed McGuinness.
I'm interested in that part. I want to see an Ed McGuinness Nova.
I can show it to you. It looks like shit.
Oh,
Ed McGuinness is falling off, man. I'm sorry. His work is just... You hardly recognize it.
Oh, okay.
And Guardians of the Galaxy is getting... What's up?
Well, one thing I did notice, like, a lot of his guys were getting pretty lumpy. Like they're
a lot more smooth.
The Hulk and Cable lookalikes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he started falling into his own kind of like template.
Right.
Of drawing people.
The Liefeld.
The Liefelds, the Sylvestris, all that.
Guardians of the Galaxy is also being relaunched, and it's written by Brian Michael Bendis. I guess I could deal with it. I liked his writing of the characters in the current run of Avengers Assemble. So, and drawn by Steve McNiven, who is a great artist in all his own. Steve, the artist of the Civil War storyline. So,
you know, I think the one time that I really enjoyed Bendis, like as far as working on Avengers and X-Men, was House of M.
Mm.
I liked a lot of his characters there. Like the way he I didn't, man. You're the one that saw Kathy. That's probably your breath, like fogging around you.
My breath smells like pizza.
Oh God, Junior. No, stop. Stop. I don't want to light a match and then I'm caught on fire and I die here. Okay.
So yeah, there you have it. Which just goes to show in 2013 and on, at least for the foreseeable future, a lot of people are going to jump on the space bandwagon for Marvel. My advice, go pick up those back issues now before they shoot up in price, especially when the movie comes out, because it always happens. Number 2, Scott Snyder. There's that name again.
See, we've kind of touched on this, I believe, on our last episode.
Right, but it wasn't...
Yeah. Well, we've talked about this before. This whole... this one's interesting. Schneider and Lee on Superman.
What's his name?
Snyder.
Scott Snyder and Jim Lee will be working on undisclosed, unnamed Superman project.
I think this is always very interesting about how there are creators, people, fans. There's this whole there's this accumulation of people that think that Superman has to go darker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has to somewhat either cross the line or just really touch that line, either cut loose or just have that undertone that, man, you know, any minute now, something's, you know.
You know what? I gotta defend the current run of Superman books from New 52, and I don't mean Action Comics. I mean just Superman. It had a very shaky creative team at the beginning, and everybody's just like, both Superman books are horrible. I gotta be honest. I just caught up with reading it, and I like it.
Oh yeah.
It's not the best Superman written. Right now, Scott Lobdell's writing it, and when the run started, George Perez was writing it. George Perez is a hell of a writer. He really is. A lot of people know George for his artwork, but he is one hell of a writer. And it's like, they put Superman in this big spotlight. Yes, he's Superman. You know, everybody knows the big blue Boy Scout. But they play on it so well without making it cheesy for today's modern times, without dwelling on that whole darkness aspect, as you were just saying. So it's interesting to see, though, where Scott Snyder is going to take this, because he hasn't worked on Superman. You know, obviously we've seen Superman's penciled by Jim Lee, always fantastic.
Right.
Jim Lee is one of those '90s artists who's still around and really hasn't lost his touch. His pencils are almost as sharp as they were back then. Not as, but as close as you're going to get.
I would have enjoyed seeing Lee with almost total control of the project, just because of what he's done with Wildstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already had that perspective of the gods just completely crossing over the line and being like, "Oh, we're just gonna run shit."
Right.
You know, what about Superman? Like, I mean, is Superman still carrying on the whole Clark Kent thing?
Yeah.
What if Superman just said like, "Hey, why am I holding myself back for you?" You know.
Right.
I could see that as a more darker undertone. Just him kind of like accepting, like, I am Superman.
Yeah.
I am Kal-El. I'm here. Stop messing with me.
I will say in the New 52 universe, it's a little different. Yes, Clark still works at the Daily Planet for Perry. Lois works at the Planet, but she works under their TV section. She's like the head producer for the TV news or whatever. So she doesn't really work with Clark as much. And their head boss that owns the entire Daily Planet and everything that comes with it also works. You know, he's always there day to day, messing with everything. Clark and Lois have not had their relationship ever,
which is great. Keep it going slow.
That's why they got him with Wonder Woman finally.
Which is great. Finally
hitting them Amazonian ovaries.
Take that.
Literally.
Take it.
Take the super. Anyway.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. We started talking about comic characters having sex.
He hasn't established his relationship with Lois Lane.
There's just a lot of different things. Jimmy is more. He's not so much as a gee golly Clark. You know, he's more of a regular kid. You know. It's just a lot more different than what we were used to. That's what I was gonna say. Ma and Pa Kent don't exist. They died before Clark came to Metropolis originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they haven't been in any of the books.
But I mean, obviously, it's like throughout his like high school years and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
they were there.
Okay.
So yeah, Scott Snyder, Jim Lee, Superman. Project has not been announced, but there's speculation that it can be a new ongoing series in the New 52. Give him a third title. Why not? Batman's got 6 already.
See, that's interesting. By not having his parents or not being in like a serious relationship with a normal person, technically he doesn't have anything holding him back, like
right,
an anchor.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Well, like I said, there's rumors of it being a third Superman title, or because Superman's 75th anniversary is next year, I believe. So they're thinking maybe it's just a side project. Nobody knows yet. More news to come.
And on top of that, DC's got all the rights to him now.
Yeah. So they can do whatever they want. And the number one biggest announcement from New York Comic Con last weekend: Agent Phil Coulson will headline the S.H.I.E.L.D. pilot to air on ABC.
So
he didn't die in the movie. They're saying he didn't die, which I don't get because Loki fucking stabbed him with a spear.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Skrull. Super soldier serum. Cyborg. He is RoboCop.
If you, it's a short ass RoboCop. But I mean, you can't. I know because Steve Rogers has a super short.
Hold on. The spear created a time warp inside of his body. So if anything, he didn't get stabbed at that moment. What we saw was a stabbing that has occurred in the future. So Coulson, as we know him, is alive and well.
Really not.
Bam!
I like your theory.
Write that shit.
Anyway, Agent Phil Coulson will headline the pilot. I know a lot of people. Pretty much 90% of Earth's population saw the Avengers movie. So that 90% will be looking forward to the pilot. And I think it's funny that they're referring to it as just a pilot. Like they don't know this series is going to take off. You know? But they're playing it safe. I like that. Because it is ABC.
And who the hell watches ABC?
Exactly.
What's the last show you watched on ABC?
I walked in on my mom watching Dancing with the Stars. Is that on ABC?
Did it used to have
NBC? At
some point, didn't it used to have Monday Night Football before ESPN took it?
They took it? See, I didn't know. I thought it was still on ABC.
See that? Okay. Who watch? If you watch ABC, comment on our Facebook.
Oh, what's that show? Don't the Bee in Apartment 23 or whatever, or Two Broke Girls. You watch those shows?
No, but it has that one hot girl that was in a 40-year-old version.
She was in Thor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was
the intern.
Yeah.
Okay, we watch ABC.
I guess
we frequent that channel.
What channel was 2.5 Men? Was that CBS?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch that one.
No, not the new one. I mean the old school one.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
No?
No.
Pretty funny. I can't get over Charlie Sheen sitting with his legs crossed as much as he does with his bowling shirts, but whatever.
I think I could get over that pretty quickly.
I'm used to him being Wild Thing from Major League.
Yeah.
You know?
And so there is our childhood.
I guess. Anyways, as always, comment, tweet, whatever. Let us know what you thought of these episodes. Your feedback's always appreciated. The t-shirts. The t-shirts are coming soon, we promise. Just be patient. They'll be out. We decided how we're gonna, what colors. It's just gonna be generic color, black and white and black.
Yeah. Just
Black and white. Black and white, and
Well,
then
I mean, you could always
this fine color here like this, and then in reverse with black shirt, white.
we could always just do the reverse, the white on blue.
Right.
I prefer doing that.
You used to have glow in the dark ink.
Yeah.
By the way, I found out that this shirt glows in the dark.
Turn off the lights.
It won't. Some of those lights just don't turn off.
That sucks.
But anyway, the shirt glows in the dark. I was walking down the stairs of the basement one day, and then my chest just started glowing. I was like, "Oh my!"
That's superpowers.
I was like, "I'm Metallo. I got kryptonite in my chest." Yeah, pretty much. Mom, my chest is glowing.
You were wrong.
What are you smoking down there? Anyway, so like always, let us know what you think. The year's pretty much almost over. We're getting ready to say goodbye to 2012. We had a great first year. We'll be saying this in about 2 months. 2013, a lot of good stuff to look forward to. Kevin Smith has been announced as the first guest for C2E2 in our hometown. He favored one of our tweets. So
asking him
to do it, to hang out with us on camera.
and do an interview.
Yes, so for those of you watching this, if you've always wanted to meet Kevin Smith, you can go to C2E2 and meet him. Or the next best thing, you can pass along your questions to Kevin through us. And if we have enough time, we'll run them by him. And we will tell him who sent them. Which would be really badass.
I was just going to smoke a lot of weed with them.
I don't think he smokes anymore.
Motherfucker.
I don't think he does that shit anymore.
No, I'm
When was the
really
last
excited
time
for
you
C2E2.
smoked? We're like just entering high school.
Have a good night, everybody.